My leadership journey began very early. I'm a happy, excited kid of the age of 2. I love moving around, I love dancing, I'm always off and I'm always leading my parents on my next adventure. Whether I'm leading them out to the pumpkin patch in the backyard to talk to the fairies, or whether I'm leading them off on a neighbourhood walk to share my ice cream with the stray dogs. I'm leading, and they're fabulous parents and they're following. I'm a bit like Pollyanna from the movie. I see life as a daring adventure and I'm always looking for something to be glad about in every situation. And if we think about it, that's how every kid is basically. They're always out having a ball, going on daring adventures, enjoying themselves. Music features heavily in our family home life. My father's always whistling tunes and my mother's practicing her soprano voice to the pop songs of the day sung by Jeanette MacDonald, for those who actually get that, you'll get that, Roger, by Jeanette MacDonald, that are playing from the radiogram. For the millennials, you have Google to find out what a radiogram is. And I'm always dancing and swirling to the music, and on this particular occasion I got so involved that I've actually wiggled off my nighttime flannelette pyjama pants, and then I got really into it and wiggled off my nappy. I stepped clean out of both. Mum springs up, grabs the clothes, and she looks up at Dad and she says, "You know, Max, I think we should send her to dance classes." And Dad lowers the magazine and he goes, "I think you're right, Bebs." And she said, "I think there's a little ballet school opening up the road in a couple of years. I'll look into it and we'll enroll her then." I go back to swirling and twirling. I'm delightfully free from the waist down. And little do they know that their inspired decision sets me on the pathway to my destiny. I spend the next 26 years in love with the entertainment industry. As a dancer, as an actor, as an entertainer, as a choreographer, as a director, I love it all. I fall in love with all of it. I love the stage. I love the ability to be able to share joy with other people. I love the long nights. I love the grueling schedules. I love the tired muscles. I even love the injuries. And I even love having to put my bloodied toes from my point shoes into basins of methylated spirits. Oh yeah, that's what we did. I loved it all. And I'm 28 years of age when I throw my dance bag over my shoulder and I take off with every other starry-eyed dancer in Australia to audition for the biggest production shows this country has ever staged. Stars and Galaxies. My dreams come true. My dreams come true when I'm chosen as the assistant director and choreographer to legendary Las Vegas director Jerry Jackson, for the shows to be staged at the sparkling new Conrad Jupiters on the Gold Coast. You couldn't wipe the smile off my face. It was the best of times and soon to be the worst of times. A couple of months into the run of Galaxies, I get a phone call from the production office. And I'm told that the weekly production meeting isn't going to happen in the producer's office as normal. It's being relocated to a hotel room in the casino. At the time, I had this funny little stirring in my solar plexus region, but I ignored it. I thought it was strange, but I'm a good girl. I'm a type A personality. I go where I'm called. So, off I go to the designated room. I'm walking along the corridor at the casino, and I turn up at the door, and my senses start to go on high alert. I ignore it again, and I knock. The door opens, and the producer welcomes me into this magnificent suite that overlooks the vista of the Gold Coast beaches. And I walk in and we say hello. And then I say, where's the rest of the crew? Props master, stage director, stage manager, wardrobe master, musical director, where's the rest of the gang? And he turns to me and he says, it's just you and me today. And meanwhile, the stirring is starting to become more intense. He said, I just wanted to have you here today because I want to congratulate you on what a remarkable job you have done in keeping these shows to the top standard when Jerry went back to Las Vegas. And in fact, you've done such a remarkable job that I'd like to offer you the resident director and choreographer position for all of our future productions here at the casino. I was thrilled. I was like, yes, 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 all those years, it's finally paying off. Top job, top job. No more Jerry having to come out from Vegas. All me. Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. I won't let you down. I promise. I've got all the ideas. I can do this. I won't let you down. And he looks at me and he says, I know you won't let me down. And now that we have a verbal agreement on our professional relationship, I'd like to consummate it with a personal relationship. And he sat on the bed and affectionately drew circles on the quilt. The sensation in my solar plexus now resembles a cat in a cardboard box. And I realise that I'm at a sliding doors moment in my life. I can either accept his sexual advances and secure the top job in Australia in the live entertainment industry. The top job, I would get it. It's mine, it's mine. Or I can stand by my integrity and refuse his sexual advances and let the chips fall where they may. For me, there was no contest. I turned to him and I said, look, thank you very much. I'm going to pass on the personal relationship, but I really do want to keep the professional relationship. I really can make this showroom buzz for the next shows for however long your production company has the showroom, and I'm backing out of the room. And as I back out and I'm saying, right, and I'll see you next week for our production meeting in your office as normal, and then slam. And I stand in the corridor with my back against the wall. And my heart rate is just going 10 to the dozen. And this cat's still trying to get out. And I realise I've just made myself a very powerful enemy. I learned two very important things that day that I've never forgotten. One is the hell is truth learned too late. And the second thing is, when your solar plexus region is doing that, understand 3 words, 4 words. When in doubt, don't. When in doubt, don't. After the refusal, my refusal of my producer's sexual advances, he sacked me for apparently being too fat. I got the letter in the mail and I was terminated because I was apparently too fat. Not too fat to sleep with, mind you, but too fat for the show, apparently. I was furious. I was livid. How dare he? How dare he do that to me? And so I decided that's it. I got my warrior suit on and I said to myself, he's picked the wrong girl. It's 1988 and there are no industrial laws to protect me. So with the help of the union, I decide to take him to the Australian Conciliation and Arbitration Commission for unfair dismissal and sexual harassment. Never before had an entertainer ever taken their employer or producer to court on those grounds. And of course, the newspapers loved it. The television programs loved it. And I became a blazing headline across all papers in Australia. I was so humiliated. Dancer sacked for being too fat dancer, and on and on and on it went. But still, I dared to summon up my dancer discipline. All those bloody toes and all that methylated spirits worked, and I summoned up my dancer discipline and off we went to court. After a couple of days of grueling cross-examination in the court, the commissioner found no grounds for my dismissal and ordered my immediate reinstatement. I was grateful, so grateful. There was such a relief. I gratefully accepted my reinstatement, and it's like, right, I'm ready to get on with the show. Back to the showroom we go. How naive I was at 30. I didn't realise, I didn't remember what that wonderful nursery rhyme said. And you can't put Humpty Dumpty back together again. The producer continued in my persecution, and so the doctor gave me some time off on sick leave, and the producer sacked me again on sick leave. So back to court we go. Still picked the wrong girl. Off we go to court. We spend 5 days in court. This time he's so determined to be free of me that he hires a Queen's Counsel, who then continues to interrogate me on my fitness to be able to return to work. Do I really want to go back to work? And so on and so forth. And again, the commissioner finds in my favour, but out of concerns for my health, he doesn't reinstate me. I'm gutted. Here I am, I've done nothing wrong except refuse my producer's sexual advances, and I'm being discarded like an old bone while the producer gets off scot-free. And to make matters worse, because there's no industrial relations laws, I get 4 weeks' pay in lieu of notice. The headlines are once more across all the newspapers. I've got Playboy ringing me up saying, oh, do it, centerfold for us and show everybody you're not fat. I've got Yarn Event offering me $10,000, which was a huge amount of money at the time. Come on, give us all the dirt about what goes on backstage. No, 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 no. With all of these headlines emblazoned once more, I'm humiliated and heartbroken, and I go into hiding. How could any of this happen to me? I lose all sense of myself. I have no money, I have no purpose, I have no identity. I'm now tarred as a whistleblower, a troublemaker. No one will hire me. I couldn't even get a job as a cleaner at a local motel. And at my lowest ebb, suicide looks a very good option. But a still small voice inside me says, dare to be more. And with it comes a glimmer, just a little glimmer, of my Pollyanna spirit. And I recall in the movie how entranced Pollyanna was with the crystal prism, and that when she turned the crystal prism, as if by magic, rainbows appeared on the wall. And I realized that life was like a crystal prism. If only I would shift my focus. If only I would refract more light. Up until then, I'd been living in paradise, but focusing on hell. It was time for me to dare to think differently, to act differently, to feel differently. It was time for me to dare to be more than before. Have you ever faced that situation where it's so dark, it's so deep, you're in such a deep, dark depression that you cannot see a light at the end of the tunnel, and you lose all faith and all hope that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. A deep, dark depression, consumed by a crippling fear of the future. If you've been in that place, at some time, something happened in your journey because you're now sitting here. Which means somewhere in that dark space, you dug deeper and you found the courage and the commitment and the conviction and the character to do one thing. And that was fear less, dare more.